Harris rejects claims she would support Israel arms embargo. Kamala Harris will not support an arms embargo on Israel, her national security advisor says, a day after the presidential candidate was heckled by pro-Palestinian protesters at a rally in Detroit. In a post on Twitter/X, Biden administration official Phil Gordon said Harris has been clear she will always ensure Israel is able to defend itself against Iran and Iran-backed terrorist groups. The statement came after leaders of the Uncommitted movement, which has urged Democrats to boycott the election over U.S. support for Israel, said Harris had expressed an openness to meeting with them to discuss an arms embargo. Mr. Gordon seemed to dispute that report. He added that Harris will continue to work to protect civilians in Gaza and to uphold international humanitarian law. His statement comes as tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate. Iran has threatened to punish Israel after the assassination of Hamas's political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Tehran last week. Israel has not claimed responsibility. The U.S. has accelerated its weapons supplies to Israel since the October 7 Hamas attacks. Both Mr. Biden and Ms. Harris have called for a ceasefire and more humanitarian aid in Gaza. Since Mr. Biden dropped out of the race and endorsed his second-in-command, leaders of the Uncommitted movement have been pressing Ms. Harris to halt U.S. military support for Israel. Ms. Harris's rally on Wednesday took place in a swing state that is home to the largest Arab American community in the U.S. Leaders of the Uncommitted movement said in a statement that they had a chance to speak to the vice president before the rally and told her that the U.S. needed an arms embargo. "We want to support you, Vice President Harris, and our voters need to see you turn a new page on Gaza policy that includes embracing an arms embargo," Abbas Alawi, a co-founder of Uncommitted, said he told the Democratic nominee. Afterwards, a number of pro-Palestinian protesters gathered at the rally and interrupted Harris's speech, chanting, "Kamala, Kamala, you can't hide, we won't vote for genocide." Harris responded by telling the crowd, "Everyone's voice matters." But as the protesters continued to chant, she stopped again and said, "You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking." Both J.D. Vance, Trump's running mate, and Ms. Harris have made a number campaign stops in the Midwest this week as they try to woo voters in critical swing states. The latest poll, from Marquette University Law School, shows Harris is leading Trump 53% to 47% among likely voters, a big bump from when Mr. Biden was still in the race and was trailing Trump nationally and in several battleground states.